What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sting, as well as a noisy Luca. What is the plan? She's thinking about it. I think she's going to come up. And as I mentioned, I may jump back and forth between The Dream of the Blue Turtles, thank you again to Stephan, as well as the Best of Fields of Gold compilation, thank you again to Michaela, and that's what I'm going to do this time, meaning we're jumping back to the Fields of Gold, and since the second track on here is one that was on The Dream of the Blue Turtles, we're jumping to the third tune, which is Fields of Gold, the title track of this compilation. This is a song I know by memory, and I'm assuming it was a big hit because I seem to recall hearing it on the radio. I'm guessing it's a 90s tune. At the very least, I'm guessing it's not from the first album and maybe even the first couple years of his solo career, but maybe a little farther ahead than that. And I do believe at some point in my past, I've seen the music video. I think I recall hearing/seeing it on MTV, again, like as a teen in the 90s. Now, that doesn't mean it's from the 90s, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is, as I said, multiple years after the split of the Police and the emergence of Sting's solo career. So what I remember about the song is certainly the down-tempo, moody, emotional feeling of the song. I certainly can hear the title phrase, which I think constitutes the main line of the chorus. If I'm recalling correctly, he's like asking questions of a lover or like potential lover, and something to the effect of, will you stay with me? Will you, lie with me in the fields of gold, and so on. Now maybe I'm misremembering that, or maybe I'm like remembering it only in part and there's a crucial detail, but yes, I seem to recall it's addressing a significant other, an intimate partner, and someone of romantic interest. Either way, I do recall his vocals are very good on this track, but after all that recollection, I must say I probably haven't heard this in like 2 decades, so it's been quite a while. But yes, definitely a tune that somewhere in my past, thinking, or presumably in my teenage past, I have heard before. Enough talking, let's listen to it. This is Sting, the tune is Fields of Gold, and we hear it here as part of the Best of compilation, which again is titled Fields of Gold.
Jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Stay with me, will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. See the west wind move like a lover's soul upon the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you kiss her mouth among the fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken. I swear in the days still left, you walk in fields of gold. sun goes down among the fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
It is a very beautiful tune, and it's more instrumentally dynamic than I recalled. First, I wonder, is that a fiddle or a violin? It's not like a particularly prominent or constant aspect of the sonic atmosphere, but when it comes in, it's very elegant and sweet sounding. And is that a mandolin? Like at first I was thinking, oh, like it's an acoustic guitar, but as it went on and just the rapid dynamic playing of it, I was like wondering, like, is that a mandolin? I guess it could be a lute, but yeah, it sounded slightly different from an acoustic guitar. Now maybe it is the latter and it's just played in a certain way to give it that quality, but yes, I enjoyed that. I could see sort of leaves falling, and it just had that like soft and yet energetic quality to the playing. And yes, again, like the overall atmosphere is a reflective, maybe not melancholic, I think that's too strong, but there is this sense of like emotional weight. And hearing the lyrics, I feel like there's a couple lines there that fit with what I remember. Will you stay with me? And there was a line like right after that seems to suggest he's asking in the moment, but other lines seem to suggest like she moved on, and like he's referring to like when they walked in fields of gold, past tense, and like referring to the sun and its jealous sky. I wonder if that's a metaphor, like if this new person that she's with is the sun, and like this bright thing that she went toward. Maybe it is more literal and it's about setting the scene past or present. But there's also lines that like, what was it, children running or something like that. So it feels like some of the lines seem like they're making like broader descriptive statements about time, the passage of it, the way people are in their lives out in the world. Some seem to suggest that she's with another guy, and again, maybe a dichotomy between the past when she was with the narrator and the present as she's with this other person. And then other moments where he seemed to be talking to this person, again, I'm assuming female, more directly. So he also made reference to, I've made promises, some of them I've broken, so maybe that hints that, that was why there was a separation, or that's why he's reflecting after the fact, or after they are no more what they used to be. But either way, I enjoy his vocal quality. It's definitely like a more calm singing delivery, but I think it's very fitting to the sonic atmosphere and to the mood of the piece, even if I'm not reading all the lines correctly. So yes, a beautiful tune. I think it's the kind of tune that if in your own life you're feeling emotional, I can imagine that getting the emotional feelings welled up inside you. And again, there's some like visual references, like her body rising and so on. So like I do think there's some specific snippets, but other lines that seem to be looking at things more broadly, and again, maybe looking at the past as distinct from the present. But yes, I absolutely would understand why this is a tune that resonated, a tune that would have made airplay on the radio. And again, I'm pretty sure at some point in the past I saw a music video for this, though I really can't recall it in any detail, but I just have this association that at some point I saw this on MTV. So in any case, I think it's a very lovely tune. I'll probably jump back to The Dream of the Blue Turtles for the next one. So as I said, thank you to both Stephan and to Michaela, and Vera and some others have commented about Sting as I've begun going through his solo material. So hopefully this is a deep dive that people will continue to be interested in, and I imagine a lot of the people who were following the police deep dive that I had done up until this point, and again, shout out to Solo and who else? Someone else shared the police with me. I think it was Lori. So yes, bottom line, I'm sure there's some people from that deep dive who have come over here, though it was interesting to hear and read in the comments that, some people attribute the breakup of the police to Sting just increasingly wanting to do things his way or make music more in line with his musical vision, and the other guys, essentially getting edged out of the creative process. So again, I don't have the full background, and even if that is true, there might be nuances to that trajectory that are, there's points to be made on all sides, essentially, which, I know some punk bands that ended up breaking up, and you hear interviews and, you hear people talk about what happened, and it's like, oh, well, I can see that, but I can also see that, so, I guess some points, people come together, they have a creative energy, but for one reason or another, personal, professional, creative, and so on, they end up going their different ways. So either way, I'm happy to go through this Sting solo material. As I said, next time we'll go back to his debut album. Luca will probably still be ridiculous, as she always is. In any case, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace. I agree, Luca.